Hello students, so in today's t- practical I'm going to redo the array program once more. So this program I have not taught, so it is important that before we start with the structure chapter that you understand the programs relating with the control statements and then the operators and then functions and arrays. So as much as possible practice on the function and array programs. Alright, so here in today's program, this program is to it will read the temperature for each day for a month. So it will you will input the day temperature for a month and then calculate the average temperature of that month, and then after that find the minimum temperature and then maximum temperature for that particular month. All right, so here you can see that inside the main function body you have the array by the name of temp, and then the index is 31, which means that this will create 31 array elements, 31 variables to store 31 days temperature. So it is not necessary that you have to use enter 31 for 31 days. You may enter for 5 days also, or 10 days also, which is uh, with this days variable. So here when you enter how many days in the month, you may enter here 31 or you may enter here 5, suppose like 5, right? So based on that days value, the for loop will test condition will evaluate. So here I goes to 0, which means that array index always starts with 0, right? So this will calculate the 5 days temperature. So that way this test condition will come false once it becomes like 5 is less than 5, right? So let's say that in the days variable 5 is stored, so we'll calculate the temperature for 5 days. So here enter noonday temperature for day I plus 1, which is 0 plus 1. So this is just to make the sentence correct, right? So here you may omit this one also, but if you omit this one, suppose like enter noonday temperature for day, so every time that only sentence will come out. So in order to complete the sentence here, it is written I plus 1. If it is just written I, it will be enter noonday temperature for day 0, because I goes to 0, right? And day never starts with 0. So that's why here it is written 0 plus 1, so it will become 1. Again, when I gets incremented, it will be enter noonday temperature for day 1 plus 1, 2. Alright. So now that will be stored in the array elements, that is temp I, which is temp 0. So the first day temperature will be uh, assigned to the array element temp 0. Similarly, as I gets incremented, 1 is less than 5. Again, enter noonday temperature for day 1 plus 1, 2, which is temp 1. So in temp 1, suppose in temp 0 31 is stored. In temp 1, suppose like 30 is stored. Alright. So that way, in 5 array elements, 5 day temperatures will be stored, right? Now after that, what we have to do is that we have to find the average and then the minimum and maximum temperature, right? So first we find the average temperature. Now here the variables are declared I, max, mean, and avg. All right, so here avg is assigned the value 0, because as you can see that it is used in the formula. If you do not assign any zero any value, when this formula gets executed, uh, a garbage value will be assigned, so you will not get the correct average value, right? And you cannot assign here 1 also, because if you assign the value 1, you will not get the correct output. So now this is also inside the for loop. This avg goes to avg plus temp I is also inside the for loop. Why? Because we need to calculate the average for 5 days, or suppose if the days is 5, right? So that will be, suppose like for 0 is less than 5, avg is equal to 0 plus temp I, so that is temp 0. Suppose like temp 0 is 31, so avg will store the value 31. Again I will get incremented, 1 is less than 5, avg is equal to, now the value of avg is 31, 31 plus temp 1, suppose temp 1 is 30, right? So this way uh, all the temperature for 5 days will be added. So the sum of all the 5 days will be added, and after that, once this test condition becomes false, the cout statement will run average temperature is avg divided by days, which is 5, right? So 5 days temperature added, the sum of 5 days temperature will be divided by days, which is 5. So you'll get the correct average output. Now after that you have to find the minimum and maximum. So for that, min is assigned the value 100 and max is assigned the value 0. So which actually seems odd, but if you alter the value, say like max equal to 100 and min equal to 0, you will not get the correct output, because the formula logic is configured according to this value assigned. So how it is, okay, we will see. So here min equals to 100. So now this formula is also inside the for loop, because now out of those 5 days we have to find out which one is the minimum day temperature and which one is the maximum day temperature, right? So here, if min is greater than temp I, which is temp 0, suppose temp 0 is 31, so min is 100 is greater than 31, right? So that's why min will store the value 31. So that's why here you can see that the mean value is 100. That means the maximum value will be compared with the, because will be compared with the temp value. So temp value in this case is less than 100. So that's why temp value is stored in min. Again, max is less than, that is 0 is less than 31. Yes, so max will also be stored the value 31. So min is 31, max is 31. Alright, so in the first loop, min and max will both store the value 31, 31. Now I gets incremented, 1 is less than days, again min. So now min is 31. 31 is greater than temp 1. Suppose like temp 1 array element stores the value 30. So 31 is greater than 30. Yes. So now min will store the value 30. Again, 31 is less than 30. No. So max will retain the previous value 31. Alright. So this way, by assigning the value 100 and 0, you get the correct min value and max value through the C output stream. Alright, so when you run this program, so like enter the how many days in the month, so suppose like 5, right? So you can see that for day 1, enter noonday temperature for day 1, suppose like it's 31, then temperature for day 2 is also 31, then day 3 is 32, day 4 is 35, and day 6 day 5 is 30. So here you can see that the average temperature is 31, maximum temperature is 35, and minimum temperature is 30. Alright, so you're getting the correct output. Alright, so what you can do is that you can make a dry run method on this to better understand the program, and then try changing the value so that what output you are getting. Alright.